Alright, here we go. Having the famous door ajar problem on the F350. And as you can tell, the switch, if you can hear the beeping tone inside, is actually good. I did clean it off a little bit, sprayed with some WD-40. Tried that once before and it didn't really help, so I'm going to put it back together. But I'm trying to see what's going on with the latch here. I don't think something's working the way it should in here, so I'm going to grease that up in there, maybe clean it out with some brake parts cleaner. It does pretty good usually. And install this back in here. This right here, all it does, there's a little tab right here that actually, when you put it in there, you just twist it and it'd pop into place. If you've never done it before, this is what you're going to be looking at. Usually you can get away with just spraying WD-40 in the door latch here from this side, and working it a couple times, slamming it a couple times, and you're good to go. But if not, this is what you have to do. Just take it apart, clean it. Inside here, you're not going to have a lot of screws. Just one screw here, which actually goes, I'll show you on the door panel here, goes in your light here. There's a screw here, and there's a screw right here. And you have to pop off your windshield wiper control, or windshield controls. Wow, your window controls and your door locks. Once you pop that off just with your hand, there's that screw that you took out that I just showed you on the door panel. This up here just pops off. There's two little clips. Not a whole lot of parts. Pretty quick to get into. And we'll mess with this here a little bit longer and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, here we are again. I went ahead and looked in here. Everything seems to be working good. Seems to be in working order. Maybe this just need to be cleaned really good, which I made sure of. Now I'm going to put everything back together and we're going to go from there. We'll see. So I got these 3 bolts here. I got the 2 bolts for the handle. It's laying right there. We're going to start putting this back together and we'll see what we got here. Alright, I was going to show you guys a couple things here about the handle. The back here actually pops off. You're going to have to pop it off from here first, which is kind of a pain. And then I popped it off the door handle itself, which you can see, you can just squeeze it with a pair of pliers and it pops out. So it'd make it a lot easier for installation. The other little pin slides in here. You can just use a screwdriver to wiggle it out, and that's that pin right there. It pretty much just slides back in. That one's pretty easy. And the other one goes right there. That's where I popped it off the door handle. It might help you guys when you're disassembling or reassembling. Alright, and for a better look at that, here's how it goes back together. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's that one. There's that one there. And then it hooks on right there. So let me throw this door handle back on here and we'll jump to the inside. Alright, all we're doing here is we're tightening down these 3 little torque bits on the outside here. It's a T27. Already put the door handle back together. There's a nut that goes in here, and there's a nut that's back in here. It's kind of hard to see. That's behind the window regulator. It's 11mm. You're gonna have to use a wrench on that, on the open end, and the other one you can just use the socket and tighten those down. And then after we do this, we'll do a quick functions check, and then we'll throw the door panel back on, and we'll go from there. We got all those tightened back up. The door handle's tied up on this side. Everything's good. The lock still goes up and down, which is good. Grab a screwdriver here and we'll slide this in. That went all the way back, and then opening it up. And there was the door jar light button, so that seems to be working as of right now. So I'm gonna throw this door panel back on, and we'll go from there and see if it still works when it goes back together. Real quick on this door panel, it's pretty easy. As you can see, these things were broken off. Those were done before I got to it. So somebody's probably had this problem before with this truck. But these things down here, they're pretty easy. They just slide onto the door and you push the door panel down after you take off those bolts that I showed you earlier on part 1. Pretty simple. You can't really mess it up. If you do, well, that sucks. But I'm going to throw this thing on here and we'll go from there. Okay, sorry my camera keeps cutting out here and I have to restart the video, so I'm just going to make a part 3 that's pretty short. I'm going to put the screw in here, put the screw in here, and then I'm going to put the window switches back on, and we're going to give it a test run. Okay, this is going back on. Pretty simple stuff. Door lock works. Put this piece back up here. Give it a quick hit. And jump up in here real quick. And let's see, switch this light on. Alright, we're back with the door ajar switch. Accidentally hit stop last time, but good thing I did. I ended up taking apart the passenger side door also, because that one over there was working intermittently. I took it apart, set the switch in some PB blaster, just the tip, for a few minutes, worked it in and out. It seems to be working just fine. Put it back together, and this is what we have now. And there it is.